Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Chase on Two Wheels back with you at Mountain Motorsports in Roswell. Today, we are on a used version of a first ride. We have a 2018 Tuono V4. I am terrified. This is a 2018 model. It is used. It does have modifications. We've got, it looks like we got levers, we got bar ends, we've got Gianelli exhaust, hopefully I said that right. Brent tuning, so it's tuned, and then we've got the little pads here on the side. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I've ridden some pretty fast motorcycles, but something about Aprilias are terrifying. So without further ado, let's get into this thing, man. We just got to rip the Band-Aid off. You guys make sure to hit the like button for me to help me stay alive, and we'll get it going. Alright guys, so that's what it looks like and that's what it sounds like. And before we can get to riding it, let's talk with a sponsor real quick. Because you know, the camera car, it's a little expensive and we wouldn't be able to afford that without our beautiful sponsor. So let's check them out and then we will be on this bike.
So guys, this first start is brought to you by the Wreck Bike Rebuild Garage Patreon page. If you guys don't know, we run a show called Wreck Bike Rebuild Garage where we take wrecked motorcycles, we take them into the shop, we rebuild them, and we turn them into the dream motorcycles you guys are looking at right here. If you guys want to sign up, you can do so for as little as $5, and part of that Patreon page is you get week ahead content, you get other posts that we do only to that Patreon page, and you get to help us decide what stuff we do to each of the dream bikes to build them. That top link down below will take you over to the page. Hope to see you guys there.
All right, guys. The intro of the video is done. The true meat and potatoes is here. Let's get on this thing. All right, guys. 2018 Tuono. I have boots on and I can just barely I can't flat foot actually. No way. It has the R1 type thing. Look. Full brake, lean thing. Oh God. Dude, I'm gonna get in so much trouble just looking at these numbers right here. Okay, let's get the bike cranked up. Oh my goodness. So guys, this bike's a little weird. This is how you change the mode. So it's in sport, it's in race, it's in track, back. Wait, I want to go back to sport. Let me back in sport. I'm scared. All right, we have wheelie control. I assume that's what this is. Oh, that's how you do cruise control. Okay, cool. I don't know what pit means. All right, that's how we adjust it. Oh, wow, this feels terrible. Okay, we'll figure out all this on the road. There's nothing to it but to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. I will say the bike's comfortable, if anything. All right, nothing stopping us. We are going to do a visor down situation for this bike. My God. Oh, up and down quick shifter. Bro, this is my bike right here. It does sound scary though, does it not? I don't want that to engage. I don't want the cruise control to be a thing anymore. Okay, just push that and stop it. We'll check out that cruise control when we get to the highway. Man, that is a good feeling quick shifter. Oh my goodness. I love that. Alright guys, so we're here on the 2018 Tuono V4. Just an absolute monster of a bike. As you guys know, I am currently got a loaned 2019 Yamaha MT-10, which is the bike I ride on a daily. So this body position I'm very used to, but I'm not used to it with a V4 engine. So that is a little interesting. Let's talk about body position real quick. My legs are kind of mediumly tucked up. My back is only slightly forward, and my arms are hanging down a good bit. I really like this body position. It feels like I'm leaning a little farther forward than a lot of the other nakeds that I've got, but I'm not really upset about it. I actually kind of like the slightly more aggressive body position. It's kind of cool. I'm here for that. Now guys, as you saw from the get-go, we can individually change all of the modes on this motorcycle. And when you're looking at technology, we've got anti-lock, hold on, I don't know this truck coming over. So as far as technology goes, guys, we've got traction control, ABS, wheelie control, ALC, which is Aprilia, I don't know. We also have power modes. We're currently in sport. This bike has sport, race, and track. So there is no rain mode in this one, my guys. Let's try that downshifting. Oh, the big one, first or second to first. No problem. Some of the quick shifters these days, guys, you know, we're seeing quick shifters in more and more motorcycles, and some bikes don't do a great job of quick shifting from, I mean, what is faster, race or sport? Let's go with race because that's one away from the sport mode. Quick shifters are kind of a hit and miss sometimes, guys. Some bikes do a great job. I feel like this one does a great job. And one of my tells is, can it go from first to second and second to first and not drop into neutral? I felt some really good quick shifters that can't do that. And I'll show you guys. We just went from second to first, but now let's go from first to second. Look at, and it doesn't even hesitate. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're currently in race mode. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know which one's more powerful. Okay, it's definitely more powerful than sport mode, that I do know. There's something about the way the bike auto blips up and down that I think that's what's making this quick shifting feel like the most amazing thing. The bike seems to be getting into neutral pretty well. That's good to see. Man, I love these the brake indicator. Like, I'm giving it 100% brake right here. 100%. I couldn't have a bike like this. I'd be looking at that all the time. Clutch feels really good. Something I appreciate about this motorcycle, I've been seeing leader bikes these days have this like weird start assist thing where you let the clutch out and then the bike increases its RPM to help you not stall. We don't have that here, and I love that. I don't know why anybody would even consider riding a motorcycle like this that doesn't have a good understanding of how to use a clutch on a bike. So I really don't understand why bikes like this have those, and it is so refreshing to see a bike that does not have it. Like, this bike is like, here you go, dude, I'm here, I'll give you everything. Good luck. Let's come in hot a little bit and try some brakes out. Woo-hoo! That has got some bite, like, from the get. You gotta be careful. Like, this bike is this is an expert class bike, guys. Do not ride this motorcycle if you don't have experience in how to ride, because it's that mean Bronco that will throw you off and forget your name in less than a mile down the road. But if you know how to ride, oh my goodness, yeah, brakes are strong right off the get. Like, sometimes brakes will have like a slow bite up front and then they'll bite in hard. That's what I prefer. These brakes seem like from the get-go they are grabbing, and I assume we've got Brimbos. We do. You can see them through there. Brimbos on the front at least. I don't know what we have on the rear. What is this? You can dial in the traction control with paddle shifters? Oh my goodness. What? What? This noise is my favorite. Aprilias, for me, have always been the better sounding bike. And man, is that true here. That V4 is mean, my guy. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so guys, we're in race mode. I haven't figured out if race or track is faster. But like, we're just cruising, and then if you give it too much throttle, you are launching into outer space. You're gonna have to find that Tesla floating around the atmosphere, because you're gonna do nothing but be facing forward. Thank God they have wheelie control in this thing. And here's the good part of this bike. Listen to this. Oh, how satisfying is that? And then the rough brakes, but we've got ABS to keep us alive. If this bike didn't have electronic rider aids, I don't know if it would be rideable. I don't think you could be able to ride this motorcycle if you didn't have rider aids. I will say, if you've got a smooth throttle hand, race mode's not bad. The power is strong, but it comes on. As long as you respect it, you're good. All right, let's put this thing, let's put it in track mode. 2018 Tuono, oh God. All right, guys, we are in track mode. Lord be with us. We've got traction control turned up just a little bit. Gonna be getting on the highway here, headed towards Mexico with the 2018 Aprilia Tuono V4. Now, I've told you guys plenty of times, Mexico is this line right here. Oh, really, guy? Oh, no, go ahead, go ahead. I'm gonna be fly passing you and your little Honda in a minute. He's busy on his phone, guys, be careful. All right, we're in third gear going 7,000. There's not a lot in front of us. Let's find out what the bike's about. We're gonna stop that right now. Oh my goodness. Dude, those numbers climb so fast. Oh my God, we bent the mirror in. That's my bad. These mirrors are not rated for that speed. Can you tuck in at all? Does that do anything? I mean, tucking in does a little bit, but I mean, truly not really. Are we getting rained on right now? Oh man. All right, we'll slow it down to a respectable speed. I mean, stable as all get out right now, guys. This highway is notoriously super windy. I'm not having a problem at all keeping the bike on in this part of the road. I'm feeling wind left and right, but it's not a big deal at all. This is feeling solid. Let's go back and forth a little bit. Handlebars got a little weight on them. You know, we're going 100, so we shouldn't be able to just throw it around. Let's drop down. Let's do something respectable. What's the speed limit? 70 something? Well, they still get a lot of weight on them in the mid 70s, so I like that. I prefer this kind of more stable platform when I'm on a bike like this. I don't want some like loosey-goosey steering. I'm totally here for that. And if I'm going to be honest, that slightly forward body position is making it a little easier to handle these highway winds right now. Because, you know, it's got me leaned forward into the wind. I like it. My God, even on the highway, typically they kind of tone these bikes down for torque. I don't feel that here, man. I feel like I'm literally on an upright RSV4. This is this is disgusting. Oh my goodness. It is raining, guys. We're gonna be a little light here on the road, especially on this turn up here. We do have traction. Oh wait, I can dial the traction control up. Haha! Coming into a turn, dial my traction control up. What are these people doing? Come on, man. I really like the handlebars, honestly, in this turn. These feel good. Because it's like semi-aggressive, right? It's a semi-aggressive body position. We're kind of stuck here. Can we change here on the road? We're going to go back to sport mode. I don't want nothing to do with track mode unless I'm on the highway. This person clearly doesn't know where they are. All right, cool. We'll get all the way over, try to get out of that gross traffic. So guys, something interesting with this bike is, you know, most bikes have rain mode. Rain mode's pretty regular, and how ironic that we're on a bike with modes that doesn't have rain mode and it's raining. It feels kind of weird. It's interesting that Aprilia chose to go this route with their modes because, like, you know, Aprilia's whole thing is like be a racer and stuff. And they've built a motorcycle that is like, you know what? People that buy this don't need rain mode. We're not going to waste your time with rain mode. And that seems to be what they did. Like, there's no toned down mode. I'm in sport mode, which is arguably the lowest mode. And just sport mode alone feels insane. Front wheel just pulled up with a little blip of the throttle. Like, this is an expert level motorcycle. They've taken off all of the little modes that makes it easy to ride around, and you just have this raw machine regardless of the modes you're in. And there's something cool about that. I know a lot of you guys out there would look for a bike like that. You don't want to be hindered with something slow. You're buying a bike like this, you want it to be fast. This bike's here for you.
Hey guys, not that I can hear you, but what do you guys think about the motorcycle? I'll just be over here being deaf.
I'm a little partial to what you're riding right now, being that I own one. But this one that you have is a little bit newer than what I'm riding. Differences for the most part are visual. There's a little bit of an engine size difference, but the color scheme on this bike is different than mine, and I do like it a lot. That black, red, silver color scheme on it is pretty sweet.
10 out of 10 in my book. Big fan of the naked or the hyper naked kind of segment. And the thing sounds great. It looks great. And those flybys you did on the highway, crisp. Mwah. Chef kiss.
Yeah, that wheelie control was trying everything it had to keep that wheel down. This thing is dangerously fast, guys. One of the good things that typically is a negative for a motorcycle, but moving this bike around, it feels a little heavy, and I kind of am okay with that. I feel this balance between a very strong, very powerful engine with very instant power delivery, but I'm also weighted down. You know, it feels in balance. If this bike was super light, I would worry it would get close to the Duke class. You know, the Dukes sometimes feel too light for how much power they have. I specifically remember feeling like that on a KTM Duke 790. The bike is just dumb powerful and then doesn't feel like it weighs anything. You know, I feel like I don't got anything holding me down. And I like that. I like that feeling of being like, look, you're on a super powerful bike and you need to treat it with respect, and it's not some light little flicky thing. You got to be serious with it, you know? Transmission's getting into neutral so well, and it's felt great this entire time. You would expect a transmission to be really nice in an Aprilia, especially something that touts itself as a racing brand. So it's good to see, you know, it's good to see the bike feels like you would expect it to. I've also noticed this dash, which we can look at the dash real quick. We've got some unlit indicators over here. We've got our shift light here, and then we've got our color dash. I'm totally here for the dash. I think it looks all right. We've got all of our electronic rider aids down here. We've got a gear indicator. Are we able to move it around? Oh, okay, so we have control over this little guy. We can, you know, check all the stuff. One thing I will say about this bike is the controls feel a little cheap. Like this little guy, look at that. There is no resistance there at all. And if this control is supposed to be meant to adjust all this stuff, that's just not, I'm not really here for that. We got all these menu settings, lap timer, shift light configuration. This is one of those bikes that has so much electronics on it. You'd have to get this thing and spend an hour or so just going through the menu, you know what I mean? Just like sitting in your garage, just trying to figure out what does what. I'm sure you guys are, you know, reading spec sheets and seeing what the bike can do. Obviously, you guys, if y'all have watched First Rides before, you guys know I am like anti-spec sheet. I don't care what the spec sheet says. I'm here to experience the motorcycle and let you guys use your blinker. I believe the motorcycling has very little to do with spec sheets, so I'm sure this bike can do a ton of stuff. If you guys have read the spec sheets or you know what the bike can do, by all means, leave that information in the comments down below so people can read into that. I don't really care. It looks like the bike's super technological, can do a ton of stuff. You can do a lot of customization with it, which is great. It's also a raw-ass motorcycle. It's a race bike. It's a race bike with handlebars, let's be honest. Aprilia can tell you whatever they want. They took an RS-V4 and they took handlebars on it, and that is what we have here. And I don't say this lightly. This is probably the raciest naked bike I've ever ridden. So if that is what you're looking for, then by God. Oh, we found it. We got it into neutral. Haha. Even you have weaknesses, Aprilia. I'm just kidding, guys. I still stand by this transmission. Regardless of what it does. Oh, goodness me. I am glad the wheelie control is with whatever number it is, because it is allowing me to ride this bike as fast as I want, and I don't have to worry about doing a backflip. Very much like Ducati and other Aprilias I've ridden, this bike does not like puttering. It does not like being sitting in traffic, not really going anywhere. The bike starts just bucking and just not being smooth at all. This is not a motorcycle, even in its lowest mode. This is not a motorcycle to ride around town and get stuck in traffic. This is like a lot of the Ducatis I've ridden. They want you to ride the hell out of them, and if you're not riding the hell out of them, they are not happy, and you will be able to tell that in the ride. I will say, as far as power delivery goes, it seems about every single mode. You know, we've been on the highway, we've been on city streets now. I've gone up all the way through the modes, and it seems like the power delivery is instant, guys. Even on the highway going 120, you pull the throttle and you are going to go. We have a massive engine underneath us, and it does not taper it on at all. You have to be ready for it, because even here, if your throttle hand is not smooth, the bike will not be smooth. The front wheel just hopped up off the ground just from that in sport mode. So again, we are really talking about a motorcycle that is an expert class bike. If you know how to ride, you will really enjoy this if you like a lot of power in your motorcycle. If you don't know how to ride and your buddy wants to, let's say, hey, take my bike around, and he has this, do not ride it. I repeat, for the love of God, do not ride this motorcycle in any situation if you don't know what you're doing. Sitting up here looking at the cluster, now I told you guys the buttons don't really feel like they are at the quality that the overall bike is. But that being said, I really do love the cockpit look here. I love the black barring, the Aprilia logoing here. I love the triple tree is blacked out. You know, Aprilia is one of those brands that they know how to make a really cool looking bike, and I love detailing like a black handlebar. You know, a lot of bikes just put a silver handlebar, and obviously you can go get that powder coated or something like that. But the fact that you can just buy a bike and it already looks really cool, I really appreciate that. So Aprilia did a nice job there. It looks like it had the little pull-up mirrors like that, and those are gone. The previous owner replaced them with barn-in mirrors, and I've told you guys on other naked bikes that I've ridden, naked bikes look so good when you add a bar end mirror and you take off these big things. The looks just increase by so much. So highly recommended thing for that. Another thing about the throttle, guys, I don't know what type of throttle it is, whether it's like cable controlled or if it's a ride-by-wire or something like that, but the throttle feels really good in a way that I feel like my throttle hand is controlling the actual motorcycle. And the reason I say that is because there are, you know, when you're looking at this bigger bike class, a lot of the bikes have a ride-by-wire and the throttle is controlling a wire, and the wire tells a computer how much throttle to give. And sometimes if it's not done well, it feels really intrusive and it feels like a computer's riding the motorcycle and I'm just requesting things. I love the way that they did. Regardless of what it is, they did a good job. We got a little side stand indicator. That's cool. All right, guys, we get a little V4 reminder of what the bike is. So here we are, guys, 2018 Aprilia Tuono V4. Super cool looking bike, man. Got that really thick looking frame and everything. I think this bike looks great. I didn't notice earlier, but they do have a tail tidy, which, as you guys know, is an absolute requirement on motorcycles. We've got this kind of Aprilia orange situation going on. I'm here for it. We got a carbon front fender. Check that out. We don't have a carbon rear fender. I kind of wish it had a rear fender. There you go. Hashtag be a racer. Well, here's one thing I have to appreciate with Aprilia. If their hashtag is be a racer and this is the machine they're making, then they are making a machine that allows you to do that as best as possible. So props to you, Aprilia. You guys can see the Brembos up front with the ABS little notches. I really like this kind of like mini cowling at the bottom, kind of like a belly pan thing. I think that cleans this bike up a lot. My MT10 doesn't have that, and I've seen some concept images of an MT10 with a belly fairing and a belly pan fairing, and I'm here for it, man. We got a front-on look. It's a mean looking bike, man. Very Italian, very Italian. Oh man, guys. So I'm gonna take a photo of this bike because you guys love the photos over on Instagram. I would hope so, because it's, you know, a photo platform. So if you guys aren't following us over on Instagram, it's at C2DoPics. And my goodness, if you ever take a photo of a motorcycle, just get low to the ground and point upwards. They look so cool. This one, very much so. Oh, we've even got sliders. Check this thing out. So if you do go down, you know, you can tell that this guy took this thing to the track. He's got safety wiring on it and all. That's pretty cool. I bet this thing would dominate a track day. Yeah, I love the look, guys. I love the seat situation. Like, the bike's comfortable, but the seat has this weird little pillion seat and all. I think it's pretty cool, and that's a very unique way to make grab handles here on the side. Look how blend in. Like, you can't even see those. You wouldn't even know what these are unless you were looking for them. But you can get a good hold there. Such a cool bike. I'm excited to finish this thing up, guys. Woo! She loud, fam. She is loud. I realize I haven't really touched on the seat very much. The seat does look stock, guys. And I would say, if I was to rate this seat, I would say it's a slightly harder soft seat, which, in my personal opinion, is the best kind of seat. Too soft is uncomfortable, too hard is uncomfortable. This one, the porridge is just right. I also, for the record, hate the blinkers. I hate all the switches. I'll go ahead, let's just put that out there. I hate all the switches on this motorcycle. I think they're terrible, and I don't think they match the quality of the overall bike. But I digress. I've said it. I've got it out there. You guys know it. We can move on. All right, so guys, for the rest of this video, I'm going to attempt to just casually ride this bike around with just the smallest touch on the throttle, and we'll see how this goes. 2018 Aprilia Tuono V4. If I've ever ridden, if life was a video game and this was one of the motorcycles in the video game, this bike would not be available until you beat the whole game and you beat it on hard mode, and that would unlock this expert motorcycle, and only then could you ride it around the video game. I don't think I've ever ridden a motorcycle that I would consider so expert level. Nobody should ride this bike that doesn't have years and years of riding experience, because you are just asking to get hurt. Now, granted, you could probably ride this thing and you're not guaranteed to get hurt, but your chances of something getting away from you are just so much higher here. And you guys know I care about y'all, I care about the riding community. I want to see people getting on motorcycles that fit them very well. If you ride hard and you've been riding for years and years, and you're looking for a bike with a slightly aggressive, very comfortable riding position that has the ability to eat your face, this is the bike you're looking for. I also noticed up at Mountain, this bike is only 14 grand, and for everything you're getting, honestly seems like a bargain. I think this bike is a phenomenal bike, and if you can get it for less than $15,000, I mean, that's what 3-year-old bikes will get you, I guess, but it's just a phenomenal machine for that kind of price. So if you guys are looking for something like that, maybe a used Tuono is where you need to be looking. But kind of getting back to who I feel like this bike is for, you know, if you don't ride hard, if riding hard just isn't your thing, I really don't think you guys need to waste your money on this bike. This bike is not going to feel good unless you are riding it very hard. In a situation like this, the bike doesn't feel great. It feels like it has a lot of unused, untapped power that it wants to get out. And unless it's getting out at least some of that power, it's not really going to feel that great. That being said, I am looking at the temperature and it's not even 200, so the bike doesn't get too hot, which is a good thing for city riding, but this is just not, this area like this is just not the move for this thing, man. So if you're a rider that wants something to, you know, fight you back while you ride, you know, you might want to take this challenge on. And I've talked to Brian before, the mechanic that works with us at Wreck Bike Rebuild, and he has a Tuono that is stuck because of the tuning. It's stuck in like track mode, and he's told me that thing's hard to ride around. It's actually hard, and he's ridden forever. So like, you know, if you want a motorcycle that's a challenge to ride and you're looking for some expert class bike that'll scare the hell out of you, this is what you guys need to be looking at. And guys, that's about all I got. I'm Chaseontwowheels. I appreciate you riding around with me. If you enjoyed this video, it would be stellar of you to hit that like button. We make a ton of motorcycle content here on the channel, so if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I welcome you to subscribe and ride around with us more often. Big shout out to Mountain Motorsports, specifically in Roswell. Those are the guys that let me ride whatever bike I want to, so I can make first rides for you guys, so y'all can make a better informed buying decision. If y'all are in the North Georgia area, Mountain Motorsports has a ton of locations, and they have a giant inventory for you guys to try out, sit on, and stuff like that. If you're in the area, I highly recommend checking one out. Gotta love the guys at Mountain for allowing us all to have these opportunities to make these videos. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Chaseontwowheels, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys ride safe. Later. Outro crew, if I'm gonna be honest, I think this is too much bike for me. I do not think I can handle this motorcycle on a daily basis, because I like having a motorcycle that can tone itself down. Are you guys the same way? Do you like a motorcycle that doesn't give you absolutely everything? Do you appreciate, you know, having a rain mode? Or are you the type of guy that, or girl, do you just want a raw motorcycle? You guys let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to put OC in your comments so I know that you're in the outro crew, because you guys know I love you a long time. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.